We continue with rounds of snow showers and squalls on the move across central and eastern Kentucky. We're tracking those, and I'll show you what follows that up just ahead.
Road conditions are getting worse tonight across much of Kentucky. What drivers are telling us they're seeing on the roads.
A southern Kentucky marina badly damaged by a winter storm just a few weeks ago now has a plan to quickly make repairs.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening to you. Tonight, rounds of snow showers and squalls are moving across Kentucky, and a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day continues.
First Alert Defender is tracking all of the wintry weather tonight, and we'll have several chances for snow this week. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, guys, those snow showers and squalls doing their thing pretty much all day long. The difference in the action tonight, though, temperatures are below freezing instead of what we had earlier in the day when we would get those snows to accumulate in an hour. They were gone. Right now, Defender Radar Network picking up on snows breaking out across much of the area. You're looking at your Defender here. You're looking at your app. You're looking at all the radars, and you're seeing a little break in the action. Temperatures are getting cold now, so it doesn't take as much moisture to create snow. That's what we're seeing outside the station here. Yes, it is still snowing, even though if you're going to be looking at where you are, you may look at a radar and all of a sudden it says it's not snowing outside. Well, now we're getting what is known as the fluff factor with the snows out there. It does not take as much moisture to produce snowflakes as what we were having a little early in the day. This is the powdery stuff that blows around on us. We look at northeastern Kentucky. This is an area that could pick up a quick inch or two over the next few hours. As snows will build in over this part of the world. Southeastern Kentucky Mountain Parkway corridor and points southeast from there toward the Hal Rogers Parkway, picking up on bursts of snow. In between, we're getting in on a few snow flurries. Northwesterly winds continue to crank up, and because of that, we're going to see these rounds of snow showers and squalls take us right on the end of the day tomorrow. Winter weather advisory continues in effect for the entire area. More snowflakes all the way to our northwest. Believe it or not, I got a few more rounds of snow coming up later this week. Full forecast comes your way at 11:12. We'll time that next round into town.
Thank you, Chris. And the snow has caused at least one crash in Lexington tonight. Lexington police say a car slid on a snow-covered road and hit a fire hydrant near the intersection of Industry Road and Eastland Parkway. At one point, water gushed out of the hydrant onto the road. No one was injured. Police have that intersection blocked off for now while the water company makes the repairs. Now, Lexington streets and road crews are expecting to work through the night to keep roads as safe as possible.
As you just saw, some roads are already becoming slick, and conditions are expected to get worse overnight. Caitlin Setner joins us now live with a look at the latest road conditions here in Lexington. Caitlin?
Now, snow is falling down here in Hamburg along Man o' War Boulevard. That snow is actually starting to stick to the roads, and as you just heard, we've already had problems with it in Lexington, but we did talk to some drivers who reported seeing some slick spots.
The crews are out. The salt trucks are out.
Crews have been out salting the roadways, and it's going to be a long night. Denise Runyon and her husband are from Ohio, so they're used to this weather.
More than I'd like to be, yes.
The pair was traveling from Florida back home to Ohio.
They were really clear without any bad weather until we got into Tennessee. And it's been, spitting snow.
Drivers are noticing slick spots.
I came down earlier, coming to Lexington from Winchester, and in the middle, as you cross, the slush is piled up, so I'd be very careful there. You might cause you to spin or something.
All of the drivers we were able to speak with said this snow is nothing compared to our last snow event, but they still warn other drivers to be careful.
Because, the roads can trick you.
In Lexington,
fingers crossed that it stays safe for everybody.
It's important to remember that as the snow falls, roads are ranked in Lexington. That means the main roads are cleared first, and then they move on to the smaller, more secondary roads. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Road crews in Madison County spent the day preparing for snow there. They say it's already been an expensive winter for them. County leaders say during last month's winter storm, one of the county's trucks blew an engine and it had to be replaced. They spent about $200,000 on snow-related costs during that storm. They say they have about 3,000 tons of salt on hand, more than enough for the snow this week. You can track snow along with the latest traffic with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores.
Tonight, investigators believe they're getting closer to finding the source of a salmonella outbreak in Estill County. This comes as more illnesses possibly linked to that outbreak are being reported. Tonight, Victor Puente has an update.
The Estill County Judge Executive told us earlier today that this outbreak has had an impact on local businesses. He said there are up to 49 people who may have gotten sick off of salmonella. Last week, the health department told us that all of the 19 people that had tested positive for salmonella had eaten at the same restaurant. They said so far 8 people have been hospitalized. They wouldn't name the business, but today they told us that restaurant was voluntarily closing so the health department could do additional testing. They also said their inspections at the restaurant didn't reveal any food handling violations. The judge executive said all of the illnesses fell between January 19th and February 2nd. He told us he personally spoke to several business owners that saw their income go down over the weekend because people were afraid to go out and eat. I spoke to workers at several different restaurants tonight. None of them wanted to go on camera, but they all told me that business appeared to be picking back up. They also said they hoped the source was found soon. In Estill County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Also, the Estill County Judge Executive says on Wednesday, county leaders will have a conference call with the Kentucky Department of Public Health to determine the next steps in the investigation.
A man had to be rushed to the hospital today after a fire broke out at a Lexington self-storage facility. Firefighters were called to the facility on James Court near the intersection of Winchester and New Circle Roads about 2 this afternoon. This is some new eyewitness video from Jeff. It shows flames and smoke from that fire. A woman who lives nearby said the fire started in a storage unit where a man was working on a motor. She said he came running to her home with burns on his hands and face.
I was alone in my house with my dogs, and all I hear was this man outside knocking on the door, banging, and I didn't know what happened.
Firefighters say the man had non-life-threatening injuries. They say his dog was reported missing after the fire, but was later found dead. They say the fire damaged 3 buildings. Firefighters evacuated nearby business and a couple of homes as a precaution, but people were later allowed to return. Firefighters say they're still trying to figure out what caused that fire.
It's been more than 2 weeks since heavy snow caused millions of dollars in damage to marinas on Lake Cumberland. Marina owners are now rushing to make repairs before boaters arrive back in the spring. And the owner of Lee's Ford Marina in Pulaski County says something positive did come out of this huge setback. Kristen Kennedy has the update new at 11.
January's snowstorm damaged many marinas on Lake Cumberland, including J.D. Hamilton's. Lee's Ford Marina near Somerset dealt with millions of dollars of damage, and Hamilton was quick to clean up.
First priority for us was to get the metal off of the boats so that our customers could get in and assess their damage and get their insurance claims going.
He said the families docking boats at their marina wanted nothing more than to get down there and see how bad boats looked.
You know, and it runs the gamut from minor damage to some major damage for folks.
They're slowly starting to rebuild.
The only positive is we are going to wind up with brand new docks. So, you know, for all the pain and trouble and money, heartache, in the end, we're going to wind up with brand new docks, and we're looking forward to a fantastic season.
Hamilton is hoping for an April 1st opening.
We've had a great insurance partner. That's all worked out well. So there's nothing should knock us off track from getting it done. Now I'm just in the phase of trying to get new docks built and get them all in place before April 1st.
Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Hamilton says all docks are now clear. All boat owners are now able to get down to the marina to get an up-close look at their property.
Some people who protested during an event at the state fair last year are now suing state police. Find out why in 9 minutes.
And then for the first time, we're hearing from passengers who spent a frightening day on board a cruise ship that sailed right into a storm.
Rounds of snow showers continue across the region over the next few days. Up next, I'll show you why this flow is really going to bring the Arctic air into the bluegrass state. The Hour by Hour is up next.
It's time to wake up. You've got things to do, mouths to feed, work to get done. It's another Kentucky morning. And Kentucky mornings start here.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith.
You don't have time to waste, so we don't waste your time. Simple as that. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
After you're injured at work, a lot of times the insurance company will attempt to call you, take statements. Don't speak to them until you speak with an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
The insurance company will attempt to settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Before you talk to the insurance company, call us first.
Our job is to make sure you get all the money you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast. 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
H.H. Gregg's President's Day sale is going on now.
Gregg's got it!
Save up to 35% off TVs and furniture. Big brand TVs like Samsung, Sony, LG, and more. Buy an RCA 58-inch smart TV, just $498. Then make your great room even greater with sofas, dining sets, and more. Get a recliner, just $449. Plus 0 interest for up to 48 months. Celebrate the savings now at H.H. Gregg's.
Gregg's got it!
When it comes to your heart, there's one team that's leading the way to better care in the area: Baptist Health. Our team exceeds national standards for heart attack care and has been recognized with top quality ratings for cardiac surgery. From clinical research trials to advanced imaging and surgical options, our heart specialists provide nationally recognized comprehensive care. Right here at Baptist Health.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line.
Been a snowy day to say the least across the area. Not a whole lot to show for it in some areas. That's what you get when you're talking about snow showers and squalls. Winter weather cams, though, we're firing those up to track the weather across the entire region. Notice on the Frankfort and Florence cams how we have roads that appear to be wet. Now with temperatures dropping into the low and mid-20s, a little sugar coating of snow possible on top of those roads that will ice up. Untreated roads especially are going to be a problem overnight and tomorrow. Louisville area, we're watching that skyline for any snow shower action that will come our way. Look at the cam at Moorhead. That's near the Farmers Sharkey exit there on Interstate 64. Here in Lexington, still some light snows, even though we're technically kind of in between bands of snow. It is still snowing. Feels like it is 14 degrees. Winds out of the west and northwest at 14 with the current temperature at 26 degrees. Here is the wind flow that is coming in from the northwest. That wind flow is going to strengthen over the next 48 hours. If anything, it is later tomorrow night, and Wednesday that we will get a plume of moisture coming off of Lake Michigan, aimed right towards central and eastern Kentucky with an enhanced band or two of some snows. As we've been saying, this is not a one-and-done type event. This is several rounds of snow showers that are kind of strung out over the course of a 3 or 4 day period. That looks to be the case right on through Wednesday, if not even into Thursday. Defender Radar Network, busy bee today, picking up on those rounds of snow showers and squalls. What we were saying earlier, you're getting now a finer flake, if you will, of snow. Does not have as much moisture compared to the flakes we had earlier, so a lot of the radars may zip right through some of that action, even though it is still snowing. Into southeastern Kentucky, snows here. Likewise across the southeastern corner of the state, getting some Twitter reports of some snow-covered roads into parts of Knox County, around the East Bernstadt area of Laurel County, and points west and southwest from there. Winter weather advisory continues in effect for all of central and eastern Kentucky. That was actually expanded to include areas well to our west as well. Hour by hour forecast as we go through the day tomorrow. Temperatures are going to stay in the 20s. We're going to have some flakes that'll be flying around pretty much all day long. Occasional burst of some heavier snow, flurries for a few hours, another little burst of some snow. We'll see snow showers that will continue across the area tonight. Pockets of an inch or two, a good likelihood. Everybody, though, has the potential for some slick roads. More snow shower squalls tomorrow. Breaks in between any snow showers, gusty winds. That'll carry us on into Wednesday when we have more snow showers that will be coming on down the pike. This time, bitterly cold temperatures will be joining the party. Here's that Wednesday outlook for the eastern part of the country, and look how Kentucky is right in the middle of some of the coldest air that dives on into town right on through the day Thursday. There's a little bounce back on Friday. That may be with a clipper that brings another little swath of some accumulating snows into town on Friday. As that zips its way through here, it gets even colder as we go into our Saturday and Sunday. The old polar vortex tries to make an appearance across the northeastern part of the country during that time. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour temperature forecast for the middle of the week into the coming weekend. We'll struggle to get out of the teens on Wednesday. By Thursday morning, look at some of those numbers. Single-digit lows in a few areas. Mid to upper 20s again Thursday. Clipper arrives on Friday after a frigid start to the day. That may boost the temperature into the upper 20s, and it may snow Friday afternoon and evening into much of the area. Then it's game on for another very cold day. Saturday, upper teens. Look at the lows by Sunday morning. I see some negative numbers trying to pop into eastern Kentucky for Valentine's morning. Oh, by the way, later Valentine's Day into Monday, it may snow again. 7-day forecast full of winter weather potential. So over the next few days, guys, many areas still will pick up a couple of inches of snow, but it's not all falling at once. It's kind of a long, drawn-out event that we're tracking.
Temperature's pretty typical for this time of year, would you say?
Colder than normal. Not as cold as what we were going through about this time last year when we were roughly 20 below zero. So this is a bonus compared to that. No, we don't want that.
Thanks.
Two Madison County women have come up with a way to help those dealing with the Flint water crisis. In 7 minutes, how you can pitch in.
Alt Smoke Vapor Lounge specializes in a variety of electronic devices and refill liquids. Let our team of experts help customize your vaping experience. Stop in and see why we are Lexington's premier vape lounge. Touch, taste, and feel the difference with Alt Smoke.
While it's difficult to think about the death of a loved one, the caring people at the Lexington Cemetery make it easier. After all these years, they still offer many spaces for traditional ground burial as well as mausoleum burial. And the Lexington Cemetery has operated its own on-site crematory since 1977. Lexington Cemetery offers many memorialization options, like the scattering garden and niches, and the memorial arbor for remembering those whose remains are elsewhere. Choose the beauty and dignity of the Lexington Cemetery and Crematory.
Good. Stay. Lie down.
I'd like to take this time.
Roll over. Roll over. Almost. Roll over. Good.
It took Joel Silverman years to become a master dog trainer.
Roll over. Good job.
But only a few commands to master depositing checks at Chase ATMs. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and say, oh, 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 oh.
If you have a loved one in a nursing home, you already have the 3 most important tools for detecting nursing home abuse: your eyes, your ears, and your nose. Hi, I'm Kevin Renfro. Keeping your senses alert to conditions that surround your relative can mean the difference between a safe, caring environment and instances of elder abuse. Go to BeckerLaw.com for details on what to look for. If you suspect there's a problem, give us a call. Serious, experienced results. Call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3s.
We have an abundance of natural resources here in the Bluegrass. More miles of running water than any state in the continental U.S. You may not know it, but all those creeks and streams catch water directly from our storm sewers on the streets. That means when someone tosses a cigarette butt on Main or Vine, chances are good it'll end up in Town Branch. Leave some pet waste on a sidewalk near Versailles Road, it goes into Wolf Run Creek. Help us protect what's priceless.
New tonight, 3 gay rights activists are suing Kentucky State Police claiming false arrest.
The activists were arrested last August for protesting during the annual Country Ham Breakfast at the State Fair. They say they were protesting Kentucky Farm Bureau lobbying against same-sex marriage. And the lawsuit filed today in Jefferson County claims false arrest, First Amendment violations, and malicious prosecution. The charges against the activists were dismissed last fall. State police did not comment on the lawsuit.
New tonight, sheriff's deputies in Laurel County say thieves stole a utility truck from a school. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office released surveillance pictures of the suspects. Deputies say Friday night the thieves broke into a storage building at East Burnset Independent School and stole a utility truck the school owned. Deputies say they later found the truck about 2 miles away without the tools that had been inside it. They say the truck had damage. Deputies have not made any arrests.
Tonight, friends are remembering a Floyd County teenager killed in a crash. Police say that 19-year-old Kevin Marcellett died last night when the car he was riding in hit another car on Highway 114. His friend was driving. He says he was trying to avoid a deer in the road.
Try to help Kevin as much as he could, but there's just nothing he could do. He's taking it really hard just because I think he thinks it's his fault.
People who knew Marcellett say he was a good friend and an upbeat person. He graduated from Prestonsburg High School in 2014. His funeral will be Thursday afternoon at 1 at Nelson Frazier Funeral Home in Martin.
New tonight, we are hearing from some of the passengers on board a Royal Caribbean cruise ship that sailed right into a storm. The Anthem of the Seas left the New York area for Port Canaveral, Florida over the weekend, but last night the ship had to make a U-turn after running into 20-foot waves and winds over 100 miles per hour. The captain ordered the 4,500 passengers on the ship to stay in their rooms.
But you could hear the waves crashing against the hull, metal twisting and banging. It was scary. At one point, people were falling over, and they said, hold the wheelchair. So myself and others were, standing over, holding the wheelchair, so they weren't going to be sliding around.
No serious injuries were reported on the ship. Royal Caribbean says passengers will receive a full refund and a certificate for a future cruise. The National Weather Service says alerts for a strong storm were sent 4 days before the cruise ship ran into trouble. As the water crisis continues in Flint, Michigan, a couple of women in Richmond are trying to help. Katrine Ellington says while watching what's happening in Flint from back here in Kentucky, she felt called to do something. Now, with the help of Georgia Parks, they're collecting cases of bottled water to donate to people in Flint. So far, they've collected about 200 cases.
Her idea about the water, all I could think of was it could be us. So, we wanted to get out there and let people know to get the water for Flint, because it could be anybody, and we want them to help us out.
If you would like to donate, you can drop off water at Richmond Parks and Recreation on North 2nd Street, or you can call Parks and Rec and ask for someone to pick up your donation.
Rob's up next with the latest on Alex Poitras.
Well, he did not play over the weekend. Cal talking a little bit more about him on his radio show tonight, and he also talked about Scal Labissiere. His minutes have been down, his rebounds have been up in the last 2 games. Sports is next.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
The average person takes 5,000 to 8,000 steps per day, working, exercising, going about the day. High-tech artificial limbs keeps you moving comfortably. You can choose who helps you walk in the right direction.
At Golden Law Office, not only do we have extensive trial experience with large jury verdicts in Kentucky, we have resources and insight to handle cases that involve catastrophic injuries and death. At Golden Law Office, our results and resources allow us access to world-renowned experts. Remember, we handled cases for insurance companies for over 25 years. They often value your case based on the attorney you hire and the experts you retain. Put our experience, resources, and knowledge to work for you. Call us today for a free case evaluation.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of cardiologist Michael Rukavina on a new leadless pacemaker technology. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $80 million, and Wednesday's Powerball jackpot is $157 million.
A home is the largest investment most families make. It's important to choose a contractor with the knowledge and experience to guide you through the home building process. From selecting the right lot to selecting the finishes that make your home unique, M.A. Conley Construction is by your side from beginning to end. Our experience brings value to every home we complete. M.A. Conley Construction, a Madison County family serving all of Central Kentucky.
The world doesn't slow down for anyone. Neither do we.
the bold 2016 Toyota Camry. Aggressively styled, with available 18-inch wheels, dual exhausts, and the most advanced features right at your fingertips, including blind spot monitoring and wireless charging. Now, get a new 2016 Camry with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $500 bonus cash. Or lease this Camry now for only $179 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
A car accident, a work-related injury, or applying for disability benefits all can have life-changing effects. But with help from the Spencer Law Group, you can get your life back on track. Most cases are resolved outside of the courtroom, but if your case does go to trial, you'll have an experienced legal team behind you.
This is Pastor Larry Wilson. If you are injured and thinking about filing for disability, please call Mr. Spencer. He and his experienced legal team will help you through to the end.
Like to know how to avoid measuring, marking, and bad cuts with your circular saw? With the Craig Rip Cut Saw Guide, you'll make those accurate cuts repeatedly without measuring or marking your boards. The Rip Cut adjusts quickly to your cutting width, making cuts in plywood and MDF fast, easy, and accurate every time. Great projects all start with perfect cuts, so get the Craig Rip Cut Saw Guide today. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Get your Craig Rip Cut at craigcutting.com or these and other fine retailers.
John Calipari saying the last 2 days, freshman Scal Labissiere has been as good as he has ever seen him. Now for Scal, as you know, expectations have been sky high. It's been a learning process. He hasn't started since the Ohio State game. It's been tough now to get minutes. Scal does have 5 rebounds over the last 2 games. He's aware he went 3 games without a rebound.
Definitely, that's something I think about all the time. So.
Did you hear the other night the roar when you grabbed a rebound with 2 hands? There was relief in the entire arena.
I heard some. I heard a little bit. So it's definitely a good thing. Practices are more physical than games. Definitely, we go at each other, so that's been helping a lot.
And John Calipari said tonight on his radio show, Alex Poythress did not practice this afternoon. Cal says Poythress is day-to-day after missing the Florida game. He said his knee tightened up after Thursday's practice. Poythress practiced Friday, but then the knee swelled up on Saturday, and that is the non-surgically repaired knee. Late tip tomorrow night against the Georgia Bulldogs, 9 o'clock in Rupp against on ESPN. Louisville making its first trip to Cameron Indoor in 33 years. In the second, Cardinals down 2. Quentin Snyder driving, getting the layup in the foul. Louisville up 1 after the made free throw. Under 4 minutes to play, Duke back up 2. Ray Spalding getting the friendly roll, and the game was tied at 60. Duke would hit 8 straight free throws, and with the shot clock winding down, Derek Thornton hits the up and under off the glass. And Duke goes on to win the 1,000th game played in Cameron Indoor Stadium, 72-65. Top 2 women's teams in the country squaring off tonight. Number 1, Connecticut at number 2, South Carolina. It was not close. In the second quarter, Brianna Stewart knocking down the three-pointer. UConn was up 23-12. Third quarter, Morgan Tuck attacks baseline and scores. She had 16. 25 for Brianna Stewart, and Connecticut rolls 66-54. Justin Rowland of Rivals is reporting that UK is now turning its attention to Grady Brown as a possible new defensive backfield coach. Derek Ansley left Kentucky for Alabama yesterday. Brown coached most recently at South Carolina, also at Southern Miss. Gary Henderson's UK baseball team will open the season on the road in Spartanburg, South Carolina, February the 19th. The Cats are ranked as high as number 25, but must replace last year's top 2 hitters in Kyle Barrett and Kaye Tom. Javon Shelby, Evan White, and Dorian Hairston return to a lineup which Henderson believes could increase their extra base hits.
I think anytime you lose the number of singles that Kyle Barrett hit, or the number of times that Kai squared up the baseball, you're always wondering who's going to fill in those spots, no question. But we're going to be good offensively. I'm not going to sit up here and predict a lot of home runs. We'll hit some. But I think we're going to be very competitive in the box. I think we're going to have the ability to hit line drives. I think we're going to have the ability to hit doubles.
And the UK softball team will start its season Friday out in Tempe, Arizona, and will play the first 21 games of the season on the road. The Cats have been a regular in the Super Regionals lately with a World Series appearance in 2014. It's a tradition Nikki Segerman wants continued.
It's pretty cool. My senior class has been to at least Super Regionals every year, and I hope we just keep it a tradition at Kentucky, you know, make it a Super Regionals, make it to the World Series every year possible in the future. And I think that is what my senior class really set the standard for Kentucky softball in that.
Stay with us. Matt Jones wearing red and black is next.
Cats get their swagger back in Lexington. We'll talk about the Florida game next on Overtime.
The treasure folks are loving is the ocean's greatest haul. McDonald's Filet-O-Fish, the most golden of them all.
Right now, get 2 flaky Filet-O-Fish sandwiches for just $5.
When you're in pain, nothing matters more than finding relief. Our strategy at the Pain Treatment Center of the Bluegrass is to provide an aggressive, cost-effective, multidisciplinary approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve your quality of life. As the largest freestanding pain treatment facility in the Bluegrass, we provide extended care through our affiliated Joint Commission accredited surgery center, in-house imaging suite and lab, and our behavioral medicine specialists who address the emotional and psychological aspects of pain. Call for an appointment.
If your child has been bullied, injured, or abused, please call one of our child advocates right now. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Are you planting a tree? Are you digging a garden? Are you digging a swimming pool? Are you putting up a mailbox? Always call 811 before you dig. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Columbia Gas of Kentucky.
I love Kentucky because it's my home. It's where I was born and raised, and it's me.
The people of Kentucky are proud to be Kentuckians, proud of the heritage, proud of the tradition, and I share that pride.
Whether they're single moms, elderly couples, working families, those are the kind of people that we help.
At the end of the day, helping Kentucky is what it's all about. If someone needs help or one of their loved ones needs help, all they have to do is give us a call.
Win. Lawyers helping people. 859-780-3333.
19 pool tables and a full bar. Only at Silver Q on New Circle Road.
At Perspectives, we understand your passion for design and expressing it your way. Maximize your creativity and customize the right fit with Hunter Douglas window coverings. From style to color, staying warm or keeping cool, Hunter Douglas custom window fashions not only look beautiful, they define your style. More than simply covering your windows, it's the art of window dressing. Visit us at Perspectives for all your decorating needs. Blinds, paint, and wallpaper.
Save money at Lexington Diagnostic Center. It's your choice.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
Alt Smoke Vapor Lounge specializes in a variety of electronic devices and refill liquids. Let our team of experts help customize your vaping experience. Stop in and see why we are Lexington's premier vape lounge. Touch, taste, and feel the difference with Alt Smoke.
These gray skies, you could shake them up, we could
wake up with a hot McCafe coffee starting at only $1.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
Kentucky's done an amazing job this season playing well when it counted. When they've had a game that they've had to win, Kentucky's found a way to get the victory. Happened against Alabama, happened against Arkansas, and then it happened Saturday against Florida. After the loss to Tennessee, it looked like Kentucky was starting to shrink back from some of their good performances earlier in the year. But against Florida, the good Cats were back. Jamal Murray had 35 points and I think took his best shot selection of the year so far. He shot within the flow of the offense and he was great. Tyler Ewis also was excellent once again, distributing and running the offense as well as anybody you'll see. In my opinion, he's one of the best point guards Kentucky has ever had, and I hope we enjoy his last few games. But the Cats also got some good play from a new source with Isaac Humphries. Now, I don't know if Scal and Marcus Lee are going to give Kentucky what they need, and maybe Humphries won't either. But it's important to have at least one big guy that can bang down low, and Isaac gave them that on Saturday. I'm not sure if all of Kentucky's ills have been cured, but whether they have or not, I like what we saw against Florida, and hopefully good vibes continue over the next week. I'm Matt Jones, and this has been Overtime.
Matt, thank you. All right, we're in for a really cold night, and folks need to take it easy when they leave out in the morning, right?
Exactly right, because what may be a wet-looking road could be a little icy out there with a touch of snow on top of it as well. Those snow showers are going to continue on and off tonight through tomorrow into Wednesday and part of Thursday as well. Not a big snow, but it's just a pesky one that's just going to keep on putting a little bit here and there.
Amber's going to be doing donuts in the park.
Oh, yeah. I'm headed right now to do it.
Emergency break.
Have a good night. Be safe.